this is right before the 20th anniversary. Karen Ashley, remember, she didn't see JDF until 2008, I believe. So she leaves the show in, 94, 95? Leaves the show in 95. They sent her out to Africa. And then she meets up with JDF 2008. Hey, she didn't see him since she left the show. Unfortunately, due to her allegiance, per se, he like, look, I can't rock with you because you're rocking with the guy who is happy I'm dead.
Yeah, boy.
But because of her relationship to Zach Taylor McGinnis, he like, look, man, I'm not rocking with people who down with him, because when I do shows, he's at cons talking behind my back,
Challenging my manhood,
and he doesn't like that. So hence you only see boom and boom, right? So now let's go to this video where they like, hey, we about to get reunited, right? Now they're getting reunited. Maybe this was a strategic strategically getting reunited, or maybe it was just genuine. We really don't know, man. In the industry, as JDF knew that people wanted to use him. He was the big dog. He was the big shot on campus.
But yet he was the boy next door on a TV show. Very.
And now he's just straight hotness.
I know.
I mean, I can relate. You know, I was the girl next door, and now I'm sheer hotness,
Straight
and that's
hotness.
why we should hang out.
Hey, she's starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
yes, sir, brother.
Now, coincidentally, Karen Ashley, I don't know, maybe she, I do kind of like a flirtatious show at some point, but it's with people I don't see, or anything like that. But this, I don't know. Tammy, talk to us. Tammy, let us know. Was Karen Ashley, was she out for your man?
Well, look, you need to put your hotness on hold, because guess who's in the house right now?
Jason, David Frank is in the house. What's up?
What's up? How are you guys doing? Good?
We're good. How are you?
Excellent. Good. I was on the call, and you guys were talking about DARE, and I was like, what does DARE stand for? And no one answered me. I guess
Right.
I thought then you guys couldn't hear me. So I was maybe thinking you all didn't want to answer that question. I don't know.
We forgot.
Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program. I remember the good old days of DARE.
Wow.
Oh.
That's awesome. I had a few, right before this, I was just doing a few Skype lessons. I promised some people, and I was working with Shay and Thomas Bradley. I had a couple of those real quick, and then I got this Kentucky thing tomorrow. So I'm actually happy you guys invited me on the radio, Karen, because I miss hearing your voice. I haven't heard your voice in a while, so I know you're up to some good stuff. So I'm glad you guys put me on the radio tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we're so happy you're here. You just don't even know, and it's so great to hear your voice. I feel like, I think the last time we saw each other was Morphicon, and that's way too long. Way too long.
Has been. Yeah, it's weird.
You see? Hey, last time I saw it was Morphicon. She's like, that's way too long. You know what I'm saying? Now, coincidentally, it's very hard to find pictures of these two together. Trust me, I was looking, but I couldn't find one. You know what I'm saying? I could not find one outside of something like this that's staged.
With the Facebook nowadays, I see your picture everywhere, so I kind of still feel like we're in contact. It doesn't feel, it doesn't feel that long ago. It really doesn't. But then I'm thinking I did this interview for Hula and Amazon, and I was talking about it, and they're like, so what's going to happen for this 20-year anniversary? I'm thinking, 20-year anniversary? That guy's high or something. He must not hear of DARE, America. I was thinking 20 years, but yeah, it's going to be 20 years. I mean, when the show first aired, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. I mean, Jason, tell everyone, because, I mean, obviously we're talking about Power Rangers. It was all of our big break. How did that show change your life? I know how it changed mine, but how did it change yours? I mean,
Look, we all know, and like, guys, these interviews, I'm like, I tell you, man, they be cookie cutter.
you are like the biggest, most popular person from the show. Let's just say that.
Thanks.
I mean, seriously.
I think my character.
Well,
I think I really think that had a lot to do with me being evil. But I also thought that had a lot with my character. Being the Lone Ranger, really sort of say. I mean, kind of being alone. I think that a lot of people related to that. Like people, new kids that move into school, they don't have friends, and that's kind of like what Tommy was. And I think that the script writing of being evil and losing powers, you had that everyone, I feel so sorry for Tommy. So I think that's the reason why, it became my character became popular. But obviously it is who we are, so I never denied who I am because, my Facebook fans and everybody out there, it's what we've done. That's what people are going to remember me by. I had a fan say something about Amy Jo, and she's like, Pink Ranger. It's like, I don't run from that show. I'm pretty proud of the show at that time.
Me too.
And this time, so it just changed my life. I think I was talking in an interview today from Lexington, and I was telling him that it just kind of changed my life because, you know, when I'm having a hard day, like today's a hard day for me, all right? Like, and not everything's cheery in Angel Grove there, you know what I mean? Not everything's cheery smiles all the time.
That was the truth.
You know, I think what happens is it gives you that drive to kind of still be that role model and, you know, and still go after your dreams. And I was explaining to him that everybody's got to go through the trenches in order to have a good success story. How can you have a good success story when you're born into royalty, like Paris Hilton? I mean, no offense to her, but you know what I mean? You're kind of born into royalty, and you just end up getting in trouble. So I think everyone...
Yeah, guys, if you don't know, Jason David Frank grew up poor. I showed you his house. I showed you how my man was living with an outhouse, cooking things on a hot plate. It is what it is.
You know, starts from the valleys and then they go to the mountaintop. Either stay there or go back down the valley. But my point is, everybody's got to work hard for what they want to do. And you're passionate about what you do. I was passionate about what I do. You know, there's just sometimes you got to go after your dreams and do what you want to do. I love acting. It's changed my life. But karate has always been a big part of my life. So that's kind of like my plan B, although right now it's plan A for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Plan MMA?
Yeah, MMA, plan A, MMA, yep. So but it's been good, and it's just changed my life. I think to this day, I was telling them earlier, it's weird because they said, what do I want out of the Lexington Con? What do I want to leave with an impression?
No, look, when he came back as the Gold Ranger, he was the most popular. He was the big dog. JDF was second in command. Here we go.
Impression of fans. Like, what do people want when they leave Karen to say, well, what do I know about her? Well, from what I know, people say you're sweet, and even people that just meet you are like, oh my gosh, she's so sweet.
Aww.
I want, you know, honestly, I want when people meet your superhero or your star, it's got to be a good, you know, first impression, or it's just going to be like, dude, I don't want to meet that dude. You know what I mean? He was my childhood hero, and he shunned me and didn't take time with me.
Ooh, JD. ASJ.
So what I want people to leave with is, hey, that guy's cool. He's down to earth, just like you have always been. Even when you started the show, I was so excited when you started the show because I was leery on a lot of people, and they picked you three, and I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, this is actually true. There are plenty of interviews where she talked about how when she came on the show, everyone was so nice to her. Everyone was so nice to her. So that's true, as you see it echo being on both sides.
All you guys were pretty cool. Johnny Bosch, you know, we got along really good. You always been sweet, brought such a, you know, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on your radio show, all right? You brought such a...
No, I know you would keep it real.
No, for real, I am keeping it real. But, you know, you brought that, even when I was stressed out, you always had that peace, love, joy, happiness thing. And I started thinking, man, maybe she just, you know, living this Power Ranger life even after when she leaves set. But I certainly know I'm not. It's not all smiles and happy. But you always been full of smiles ever since I've known you. And I know we both had our hard times and going through stuff. But ultimately, I keep it real because I try to keep God on my mind and, you know, put with the Jesus and Tap Company. And I just feel that, you know, when you're having a hard day, you're alone and you're not on Facebook. You don't have, you know, Facebook fans. You got God to talk to. And I just try to, you know, remember that I'm here as a role model for everyone, and you know, you just gotta step up to the plate.
I see we have a typo in the chat. It's Jason Geiger, but the G and the J are close. It is what it is. All right, let's keep going.
Because now these kids aren't kids no more. They're women. They're men. They're like, you know, girls come up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you were my first crush," and you know.
Yeah, how y'all women in the chat? I know Jason was y'all first crush. I know he was. For the women, or maybe men, I see my man Javier in the chat. Did you have a crush on Jason David Frank growing up? Put a one in the chat. Yeah, I'm saying if you had a crush on JDF growing up. I'm sure. I know David Yost did, allegedly. I gotta say allegedly and shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, Parabel like, yeah. You look, Javier like, yeah. Javier's like, yeah, I was crushing on Jason. Shout out to the teachers. She like, yeah, I was crushing on him. I look, all these ones just come out of nowhere. Like, yeah. Hey, I'm happy y'all feel comfortable to acknowledge Acknowledge me. Y'all perversion for JDF. Yeah, I'm saying it. But all right. Look, damn, even Francis. Look, I knew Francis did, right? I knew she did. She probably gave him some of that.
Give me some of that vagina.
I don't know. I mean, I got it. Maybe not. She like, Here. All right, so you see this. They touch on this 20th anniversary. They don't know what's going on. Now we're about to get to the rant of the goddamn century. This is the Power Rangers rant of all rants by none other than Karen, the Order, hide the money, y'all, Ashley.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Now, at this point, she is doing Comic-Cons for the, you know what I'm saying? So as a result of her doing Comic-Cons, she like, I need money. Let's run this, you know what I'm saying? Because this is actually a two-parter, but this is the roller coaster, guys. We at the top of the hill. We are here. It's all downhill from here.
Jeff, Karen, Kat, are you ready for this one? UCR. Go. We saying what we want, give it to you non-stop, and we place it.
I mean, TJ they probably should contact TJ for the hook.
Anytime, not afraid to speak our mind. That's just the way we roll, we never gonna go. Unstoppable, original, uncensored radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to us.
Now look, she comes on this shit pissed. I'm talking pissed. And you're gonna hear it. You're gonna like, look, how this only got 677 reviews is beyond me, because this is probably the most epic 30-minute rant in Power Rangers history. And shout out to my guy Chanzo, you know what I'm saying? Never forget, JDF was voted People's Magazine's 50th most beautiful people in the world. Yeah. Yeah. And shout out to my man Influence Films. Let's go.
Uncensored Radio. We have an amazing, controversial show for you tonight. It is just me.
Now, if she would have stayed on par with this person that you're about to see, you'll be like, she would have been up there, but she'd have probably been very outspoken. She'll probably talked herself out of a couple bags, but she would never have to compromise her morals or standards or anything like that. And maybe she'll say she didn't to, continue to be in the industry, but she's about to let this shit rip. Now, look, this was recorded 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, 2013, 5/13. Remember, 20th is about to go. So drama is 20th Power Rangers anniversary. Who's invited? Who's not? She was invited.
Jeffrey, you see, I try to put extras on it. Like, it's so dramatic, controversial. But it's going to be a fun show, actually, because you know me. I'm a fun-loving personality. Nothing is ever going to get me down. And I finally want to clear the air on a lot of things. But before we get to that, Jeffrey Emmett, how are you, my love?
I am fantastic. I'm kind of excited. We're finally going to really address this.
Me too.
What messed up was during the same time, I was just thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be a controversial hour. Drama film, and then you said it. I was like, God, great minds really do think alike.
Right. Exactly. Oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah.
At this point, she has nothing to lose. All right. At this point, they have nothing to lose because she was complaining. It was just like, shut up, bitch. They just gave it a rock.
It's so, I can't even get on Facebook nowadays and not read all of these posts and all of these comments and all of these speculations and all this stuff, And so for me, it's like, enough's enough. I'm going to say what I have to say. I thought I already did that, though. A couple weeks ago, I kind of just said what I had to say, and I was kind of done with it.
I know you were, but ooh.
Yeah. It gets meaner and meaner and meaner. It's what we're talking about.
Now, here's the problem, guys. With her being the second Yellow Ranger, she was probably, in all honesty and all sincerity, she'll agree with me on this. She was just probably not given the respect that she thought she deserved. Because she was a stand-in, a replacement, a helmet head, however you want to name it. Even in the movie, she was just kind of like, okay, we gotta have a Karen Ashley. Let's, incorporate her and shit. But we're not giving her no big roles. We just gonna give her just enough to say we put another black person in the film. That's just kind of what it was.
You're just tuning in. I'm Karen Ashley. I used to be on a show called Power Rangers. Woo-hoo! And it was a great experience. And as of lately, there was an offer put on the table for a lot of people to come back to, basically, I guess, do a cameo on the show. It really wasn't even a guest starring role. It really wasn't, at least it was never presented to me as anything more than just a cameo. And my first thought,
well, wait, you should explain them what a cameo is, because I'm sure there's some of these kids that do not understand.
Okay, a cameo is where you say no lines, you say nothing, and the camera just kind of shows your face, or kind of just shows you for, a few minutes, or not even a few minutes, maybe a few seconds. From what I understood, there were so many people asked back. I think it was almost every single series. I do believe there were some people they didn't reach out to, but I think it was because they couldn't find them, or, Saban, well, I wouldn't say Saban, but the production company isn't always very good at trying to hunt people down. If they want you, they'll just skip over you. So I think a lot of people who didn't get in touch, they didn't get in touch with us just because they couldn't find them. But long story short, they asked us to come back. They put an offer on the table. And this is where the plot thickens. It gets a little sticky.
All right. Hey, they put an offer on the table. Now, everyone complains about goddamn money. Money. Hey, we're not getting paid enough. We're making so much money at cons. What do you think her response was?
For me, my very first thought was, this is what the reunion's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a cameo. I always had high hopes. Because people ask me this, Jeffrey, and I know all the audience knows. Every time I go to a convention, I get asked at least 50 times, would you ever do Power Rangers again? Would you ever do Power Rangers again? Would you ever do a reunion show? Would you guys, that is the hot ticket item. That is the question of the day. And I always thought at some point they would come a-calling. But I really thought when they came a-calling that it would be something special. I really thought there would be an episode, there'd be a storyline, there would be something, because the reality is, to get the original cast, at least this is my opinion.
Now look, to be fair, she's not the original cast. She's secondary cast. But, maybe she feel like she's original cast. Typically, as we've known in the past, they cater a little bit more to the original 6, not 5, like Austin St. John will say. The original 6 a bit more when it comes to reboots and rebranding.
I think it's a very special moment. If you can get the original cast back together in the same room, on the same TV screen, I thought the moment needed to be special. So when I noticed that it was going to be a cameo, it was just kind of I don't know about this one. And I'm not going to say what any of my other compadres felt, but the feeling was kind of mutual because we talked about it. We got on a phone, we got on a text message, we got on an email, and we all kind of started discussing the options. And we kind of just got a blanket email. It wasn't anything, hello, Karen.
All right, so she's like, hey, we kind of got a blanket email, if you will. She's like, hey, yeah. We got a blanket email, and it wasn't nothing special. All right. Let's give y'all a little visual, so we can have this dialogue, if you will. She's like, hey, we got this blanket email, and nothing else happened. Okay, let's go. Let's keep it going. She don't feel special.
And hello, David, Steve, Johnny, Kat, Jason. It was nothing personal. It was like, hello, Rangers. So it was a mass email or it wasn't anything personal. So that was another off-putting kind of situation because it's like, look, we've worked for you guys. We've helped you guys build this franchise. I mean, you can say, you own it, but at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the actors, I don't know how well it would have gone. I don't think if people wouldn't have identified with us and people wouldn't have enjoyed our acting performances, whether they were good, bad, or whatever, the reality was the actors, in my opinion, brought the show to life.
And be honest, because once they started switching the whole cast, the show went downhill.
Now, he's kind of hyping her, but maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe it did go a little bit downhill, if you will. Maybe it did. Was like, it really ain't. It ain't giving us that panache. It doesn't have that pizzazz that it used to. But she's upset. She's upset. It said Dear Ranger, not Dear Karen. And she's low-key exposing that everyone got this same generic letter that said Dear Karen or Dear Ranger.
People stopped watching.
Right. I agree. And I think it was because they switched to a different format. When I was on the show, they were very into the audience identifying with the characters. They wanted everyone to have somebody. Each color represented a different kid, a different situation, you know? And I think when, you know, the politics and the money and, you know, Saban has always been known to...
I see y'all do not like this interview. But hey, guys, I appreciate all the trolling. Let's keep it going.
Be a cheap company. We're not going to sugarcoat the situation.
We got a hater in the chat.
We're not going to sit here and pretend like they were God's gift to opportunity. They gave us an opportunity, but they didn't really pay us for it. And at that time in my life, and I think in most of the lives, we were all starting out in the acting business. So even though we weren't getting the money we deserved, it was a great opportunity for us to start our careers.
Now, look, someone brought up a great point. Karen is an interesting spot. She was the only one who didn't go beyond Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that is a
truthful statement.
So you are not the most popular in terms of popularity within the fandom. You don't have the most episodes. You probably have the least amount of pool of all the Rangers. But the expectations that maybe that you could say a sense of an entitlement is there. Okay.
It was a great opportunity. But that was 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was. Whenever you got on the show, whenever person got started, that was then. So skip to today, where I haven't been on the show in forever. I make a great living. I have a great life. I, you know, travel. I get to go to conventions. I get to meet fans all the time. I've got an amazing radio show. Hello. I've got, you know, a pilot show that I'm working on selling. I've got a photography business that's going really well. I've got, you know...
that photography business, where is that shit at now? Is it under something new? Because I couldn't find it.
A reality show that we're, you know, editing, doing different things to. I've got a lot of opportunity on my plate. I'm a very busy person. I've got a lot of things going on. So when I get a standard letter, it's not really personal. It doesn't seem like it's an opportunity for any of the characters, forget just Aisha, but any of the in my opinion, the Mighty Morphin, the Zeos, the Turbos, whoever, all of these people to really shine and give the audience a moment of nostalgia other than seeing our faces. You guys see our faces at conventions.
Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When it comes to this whole ordeal of it's just a cameo. Jason David Frank, there's an interview I played a while back where he was like, hey, even if my role was small, I would stay on set to see if they can put me into other places. And that is something that Amy Jo Johnson, she said. She's like, look, what he would do is even when he wasn't shooting, he would be on set. That way, if they wanted to, they had the option to put him in scenes that he wasn't even probably supposed to be in. But this is that long-term thinking. But when you like, hey, I'm making X amount of money this weekend, what you making? And someone said off topic, I was like, who's gonna win the fight, Jake Paul or Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson. Go with Mike. But I mean, I don't know, man. Don't take my betting advice. I'm horrible. But people are saying Tyson. He old. Yeah, but if he knock out Jake Paul, he's done for. But at the same time, getting back on topic, she didn't have the leverage that she thought she had. Okay? She didn't have that shit.
You see our faces on YouTube. You see our faces all the time. Like, Facebook and Twitter have made it possible for you guys to really get in touch with us. So when I realized it wasn't really an opportunity to make these characters shine again, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. So that was just my initial thought. So I was like, well, let me see what the offer is, and let's see what happens. So, you know, I was like, yeah, here's my info, here's my agent. You know, let us know what you're talking about. I'm open to the opportunity.
Now, here's my info. Here's my agent. And shout out to Stay Humble, who said, dude, if Jake Paul is really taking peds, man, when Tyson hits him in the body, balls are probably going to pop, brother. Goddamn.
God damn.
Oh, my goodness. If he's taking the PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs, for you guys who don't know, steroids. Look what Dustin started. Because I know, man, it's really hard to keep people's attention talking Karen Ashley, because like I said, she was not the most popular Ranger. But let's get into it. We still got like 20 more minutes of her rant.
That was what I said in my email. I said I'm open to it. I'm available that week, you know, because they gave us a set of days.
God damn.
And so it was like, okay. So without, you know, before I go any further, there are people who were gung-ho. They didn't have the reservations I had. And I think that's great. I think it depends on where you are in your life. And
people, as in Jason David Frank, guys. Jason David Frank did not have the reservations.
I think it's when it arrived in your moment, in your time, in your space. I think it's great. There were people who are going to do this reunion show, and I'm so happy for them. I've been in touch with them. We've talked. I'm like, take a lot of pictures. Tell me how it goes, you know? So I'm not going to say who's confirmed and who's not confirmed and blah, 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 because that's not my position to expose the big secret. I know everyone who's going to be on there, but I don't even want to go there. So needless to say, we get an offer, and basically, without getting numbers, without throwing some numbers around, they basically wanted us to fly and leave our situation for, 5 days. And the kicker was they only wanted to really pay us for 2. And the amount that they wanted to...
All right, so hey, you're on set for 5 days. We're paying you for 2, okay? Paying you for 2. She had an issue with it.
Pay us for the 2 days. In my opinion, this may not be anybody else's opinion, was not enough for me to leave, because I would lose money. Point blank, period, whatever.
That's the Walter Jones, guys. The Walter Jones.
And I've been reading emails. I don't want to say his name. I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but you know who you are. This person said, you know, this was 20 years ago. I don't think that factors in that much. Hold on, let me see what he said. Hold on.
She's talking about Jason David Frank, the guy she just reunited with, that she's been in pretty much in off and on, like, hey, I see you every so often. But now she's like, I don't want to say names. The problem is she quotes him directly. So you can be like, hey, you know, some people are saying it shouldn't be about the money, but she's like, let me see what he says. All right. So JDF was notorious. Now, mind you, look at this, right? Put yourself out here, right? She's upset about the amount of money being offered. And someone is saying, don't worry about the money. Who historically has always said, hey, do it for the fans. Do it to get more stuff at cons. Jason David Frank. But people don't see it.
Hold on. There've been so many people that are so mad and so angry. And so, like, you know, I feel like so hostile. Yeah, it was shocking. Like, what's shocking to me is it's like, you're so hostile. He says, let me find where it is.
I'm looking for some as well. Like, I see people that are mad.
Well, the thing is everyone's like, you should do it for the fans. Forget the money. This should be bigger. You know, you should do it. All of you should do it for the...
Here's the thing. People don't want to do shit for the fans. We've seen it. You see it time and time again, right? Where it's like, well, I could do it for the fans, but I'm not going to make any money. Or whatever. I'm not going to do it. And sometimes when people see that, right? You say, hey, I'm not going to do it for the fans. I'm doing it for the money. Now they look at you crazy, right? Whereas where you have some other people where maybe they could make more money doing something more lucrative, but they're like, well, I do have this audience. And just because this audience may not be the most lucrative to cater to them, they are an audience that supports me. So instead of stepping on an audience that supports me for maybe a bigger, broader audience, I'm going to, do something for my audience that supports me every now and then or something like that. But when you're money motivated, you don't see that. You just see dollar signs. You're like, well, talking about XQC, I'm going to make $30 to $100 every video. I'm going to just talk about XQC. But what about Power Rangers? I ain't trying to hear that shit. $30 to $100 per video. We doing XQC. This is an XQC clips channel, XQC reaction channel and shit. But that's how some people think. Some people would, you get that success and you just want to ride it out. You're like, well, I'm going to just ride out the XQC train. And she like, I'm doing cons. I just want to make money at cons. I'm making so much money at cons. I can't give it up. I can't take a week from a con to do something that maybe that's going to support the people that go to cons, and you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. And on top of that, I am going to call out the biggest Power Ranger for doing it for free.
The fans, the least you can do is do it for the fans. I do a lot of things for the fans. I actually do this radio show for the fans, and a lot of the fans call in all the time, and we could be talking about cancer, and they call in and say, hey, what's your favorite episode of Power Rangers? And I'm not like, dude, we're talking about cancer. We go, oh, well, my favorite episode was blah, 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 blah. But what do you think about cancer? It's like we could be on a serious topic, and we go right into it. And to me...
Now, look, someone pointed out, Karen did the order for the fans. Yes. Now, speaking of the fans, here is JDF. And you're about to hear exactly what he about to say or whatever about the 20th.
All right, TMZ. So here we are in New Zealand right now, and I'm about to film Megaforce. So there you have it. I am confirmed for Megaforce. It's going to be awesome. I know a lot of guys weren't invited, but what happened was a letter went out to about 60 Rangers, and there's, it's 20 years. So what happened was they need to pick 10. And I'm just so fortunate and blessed that they picked me. I'm not doing it for the money, guys. I'm doing it for the fans. I told my fans I would do this for $1, and I mean that because you guys mean the world to me. The fans make Power Rangers, and I'm so grateful for you guys. And I tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna give you an epic Mega War. That's what's gonna happen because Tommy's back. This year is gonna be awesome. You know what? I got a chance to read the script, and I'm pretty excited about it. I was very excited about it. I read it. The green and the White Ranger is making a cameo. So there you have it. The inside scoop from Jason David Frank, guys.
There you have it. You see how she like, just do it for the fans. He said, hey, do it for the fans. She like, nope. No. F the fans.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
She need the money. She want the money. I'll run it back because it's only a clip. But it gets worse, guys. It gets worse. Now, he goes on to have a bigger role than just a cameo, but I always harken back to the 20th anniversary because this was a pivotal moment. So instead of her getting that cameo, which she probably should have done, she said no.
All right, TMZ. So here we are in New Zealand right now, and I'm about to film Megaforce. So there you have it. I am confirmed for Megaforce. It's going to be awesome. I know a lot of guys weren't invited, but what happened was a letter went out to about 60 Rangers, and there's, it's 20 years. So what happened was they need to pick 10, and I'm just so fortunate and blessed that they picked me. I'm not doing it for the money, guys. I'm doing it for the fans. I told my fans I would do this for $1, and I mean that because you guys mean the world to me. The fans make Power Rangers, and I'm so grateful for you guys. And I tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna give you an epic Mega War. That's what's gonna happen because Tommy's back. This year is gonna be awesome. You know what? I got a chance to read the script, and I'm pretty excited about it. I was very excited about it. I read it. The green and the White Ranger is making a cameo. So there you have it.
For a cameo, guys. You're like, yeah, I'm for a cameo.
Inside scoop Jason David Frank guys.
All right, now here's the thing, right? And shout out to my man Stay Humble who said, hey, what the F you know would have been legendary? They should have had an OG battle royale for the 10 spot. Like, some Hunger Games type stuff. Maybe. But what happened is this pisses her off. You know why? You know why this makes Karen Ashley so mad? Because it messes up her negotiation. And this is Jason David Frank has been hated by Rangers, not just Karen Ashley. You can say the Austin St. John's, the people who want to negotiate with Haim. And Haim will always say, Jason is doing it for this price. There's no way in hell I'm going to pay you more than what I'm paying the most popular Ranger in Power Ranger history. So I don't care what your agent says. I don't care that you sent Zach to negotiate for you. Jason David Frank is doing it for this price. I'm going to do it for, you can do it for the price we're offering, or you can continue to do cons and go on your podcast and blast me out. The choice is up to you. So she chose to blast him out.
You know, this one person said, no Ranger shouldn't return over money issues. It's like one episode that they're bringing people back, right? Maybe 2 episodes. Screw the money. I think they should be able to do 1 episode for the fans. You know what I mean? This is the thing, guys. I wish I was in a position to say screw the money. But when you make a certain amount of money and you have a certain amount of bills and you want to live a certain lifestyle, you can't say screw the money. And
now we know.
Your rent's due, motherfucker.
The reality is the person that's throwing this party, throwing this reunion, this franchise is worth how much, Jeffrey? You always love to throw the number.
Saban has $3.4 billion. Billion.
Stop counting this
And
goddamn
what
money.
this is you guys really have to look at the situation. They have all new toys coming out. They're celebrating the 20 years. They're going down memory lane. They're going to roll out all these new toys. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make another billion from them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm on the reunion show, if Jason Frank's on there, if anybody makes it to this reunion show, David, whoever, Johnny, Nakia, anybody goes on this reunion show, you guys are going to watch it. And you're going to go buy the toys. And you're going to go and it's going to re-energize this feeling inside of you of nostalgia. And I'm very happy that you're going to have this moment. But for me, I'm not trying to help someone make another $1 billion, and you can't even pay me for my time to help you make that. It's disrespectful.
I mean, this was an issue going on back in the day. Everyone started counting Saban's pockets. And that's that's just the plague that comes with this. Hey, I'm making $1 billion. Yeah, I know. Well, can you give me a raise? He like, no. But you're making $1 billion. Yeah, I know. Why can't I get a raise? Because you're not popular. You're not popping out here, Karen. Sorry, you're not the draw. Like, Henry's streaming about you, and not too many people are interested. They're more interested about Tyson and Jake Paul. But I'm popular at Comic-Cons. Yeah. That's because they know that you're going to be there. And to be fair, you're popular at team-up Comic-Cons. You're not popular at standalone Comic-Cons. So what are we talking, Karen? Are you coming to do the show or not? She's like, I got to think about it. All right, well, you keep thinking about that shit, Karen.
It's just wrong. I wouldn't advise. So many agents in LA won't even work with Saban because of the fact that he cheats everyone.
No, the price is the price, Karen. It's not, you get what you negotiate for. Yes, you can say he's a shrewd businessman and, he's cutting corners and doing whatever excuse you want to make for about his business practices. However, the price is the price. You don't have to sign the contract if you don't want to be a part of it. He's not folding. And that is kind of like what separates the people like Saban from maybe the Karen Ashley of the world. The price is the price. What do you want me to do? Okay. And does hit it on the head. Hey, it's because she was a background ranger. She wasn't the premier. You're not Amy Jo Johnson. Okay. You do well at booths with other rangers. You do well when you can eat off the backs or come as a package deal with other Rangers. Solo, I don't know if we're gonna book you solo, Karen. So let's keep going. She got 17 more minutes, and then we can conclude.
The only person making money is him, and that's fine. He can make his money. It's what it is. But I don't have to go back down that road. Like,
shout out to my teacher, Pyra Bell. She's like, facts here. I'm just saying, it is what it is. You know, I'm not the biggest draw online, right? So imagine if an opportunity came across, like the kick or keep, right? And I'm like, oh, hey, Destiny, you a millionaire, man. You want me to be on your show? I'm gonna have to charge you. We're gonna be like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You gonna charge me to be on my show? An appearance fee? Yeah, man. I know you a millionaire, and you want me to sacrifice a stream to come on Kick or Keep to give you 2 hours of my time, and I could probably make more talking about XQC and clip a video. So can you pay me? Like, it would have been no, I would have never been on the show. But me, I'm like, shit, I'm about to be live to about 15,000 people, and they gonna see me. Maybe I get a little crossover, maybe I don't, but hey, I might at least have some exposure. People gonna know my name. So if a video come out, they're like, oh, Henry Resilient. Oh shit, I seen him on Kick or Keep. Let's check him out. But you know, some people don't have that long range. Like, well, I need to make money. And when you need to make money, you just become a slave to the money. Like, well, you become a slave to the process of making money.
I don't have to go back there. And it's like, for the fans, I'd rather meet you in Houston, Atlanta, New Orleans, Rhode Island. I'd rather meet you guys there. I'd rather meet you face to face. You know, I'd rather there be a different reunion where you actually see us talking, interacting, seeing each other. I'd rather that moment happen. So I can't just sit back and be quiet anymore. And, you know, there's this whole big thing, like TMZ came up with the story of, you know, David not doing the show, and people are like backing David, and, oh, he should put his feelings aside. So what? The producers treated him like crap and called him, you know,
wait a minute, wait.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, David did not do it. And here, look, we can get to David's too, because I got it up. I was digging on everything, okay?
And it's because the original Power Rangers is not coming back for the reunion, and it's because he's still pissed at producers from way back when. Hey guys, Ryan. So the Power Rangers are having their 20th season right now, and because of it, they're having a bunch of the former original cast members come back to reprise their roles. However, one of them, David Yost, the Blue Ranger, has gone on to Twitter to let everyone know that even though they have reached out to him to be a part of the show, he is not down because he is done with abusive relationships. You may recall back in 2010, he came out of the closet. When he did so, he revealed that the reason he quit the show back in the day was because there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes where they were harassing him because of his. And this thing is a total bummer for Power Rangers fans like myself, who were very excited to see the original cast get back together. So hopefully the reunion is still just as awesome without Billy, although it probably won't be.
It would not let me pause it for some strange reason. Now it lets me pause it. So he put out they went to the Karen Ashley stuff. I don't want to go to the Karen Ashley stuff. I do not want to go to the Karen Ashley stuff. But they went to it. We haven't got to where she goes off yet. But basically, David Yost said that he did not want to do it because of the previous incidents that he has had with it. There we go. Let's get back to it. Will they let me pause it? All right, cool. So he put out the tweet right here. Megaforce equals no for me. They lost me when the offer they started said, Dear Power Ranger, and had several grammatical errors. Done with a business relationship. So people get kind of sensitive about that. And shout out to my man David Lewis, who said, Karen Ashley is so concerned about Haim Sabine's pockets, perhaps she should be asking him for business advice. Well, we're about to get to it where he really didn't like Karen Ashley. He could care less about Karen Ashley. He didn't even know she was in existence for the most part. All right, let's get back to Karen Ashley in her epic rant.
TMZ picked this up?
TMZ put out a story, and it basically says, go screw yourselves. And this is the thing. I've talked to to David. And I don't even know whether David's doing it or not doing it, but he considered it, and I don't even know that was ever in his train of thought. So for you guys to bash him, if he decides he doesn't want to do it because those same producers who are still there treating him like crap, then that's his prerogative. That is his prerogative.
Well, and here's the thing, which I think all these people forget. I mean,
he's such a nice guy.
I'm not sure that this was a great experience for all of you. Like, it really wasn't. Like, most of you left under conditions because you weren't being paid what you were supposed to pay. They fired the first 3 actors, and your 3 guys came in to replace them because they weren't paying them. So they fired them when they asked for more money. They fired them.
And I will say, the only thing that I will say that they did was David did tweet that he wasn't going to do it, but he did it because everyone is speculating, everyone had their hopes up, and he was like, probably, I don't know what he was thinking, but he basically probably wanted to do what I did, which was just kind of let people know, look, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to do it. He didn't say why, he didn't say if, but it's like they just grab a story, test it, when the whole story broke that he decided to come out the closet. They were calling all of us and trying to get stories, trying to twist our words, trying to do something. And I thought it was so despicable and so horrible. And I was like, wow, this show does that? It really does that? You got to understand, they're going to take any little inch and make it into a yard. So all of you who are bashing him and saying mean things about him, you know what? You really got to back off because he's a great guy. And the things that his character, Billy, brought to the series, brought to the show, the fact that he's doing conventions, he doesn't have to do conventions. He's a successful producer. He makes just as much money, if not 10 times more, producing a show. So the fact that he's doing conventions is only because of the fans. It's only because he has a special place in his heart for the people who watch the show, you know?
Now, you see it? Hey, I do the cons for the fans. David Yost, cons for the fans. He don't need the money. He's an executive producer for like some Hollywood show. He got some clothing brand. He out here. So when you see him at cons, you know, he's like, I'm not, carrying that shit out here. I got other shit going.
He donated all of that money. He didn't keep it. He donated it to charity. He did it strictly for the fans. And it blows my mind.
And not everybody is not everybody's bashing. I would say it's a small percentage. It's a very, very small percentage who are saying mean things.
It agitates the shit out of me because they're so rude.
Yeah, that's what they presented to us, guys. It was a cameo. It basically would all be extras because the show is not about our characters anymore. The show, the way they put it is the show's about the new cast, and we don't want to disrupt the cast. But I feel like if you're going to give the fans a reunion, give them a real reunion. Give them a real reunion. Don't give them a battle fight scene of a bunch of costume stuntmen who are going to run around, because all it was a cameo and potentially us, this is how it's presented to me. Whether it changes, whether it becomes something different by the time it gets to the television screen, but it's not it's not a 2-3 parter, let's say.
So David Yost, guys, he is worth about $53 million. Okay, I mean not 53. I'm sorry, $5 million. So David Yost of 2024, he's worth about $5 million. Okay, they talked about his breakthrough with Power Rangers, but he has income from producing. Okay, he's produced several successful projects, which have added to his net worth. He got real estate, philanthropy. Like, look, guys, David Yost not playing around out here. All right, so he don't need the money like other people do.
The world for old time's sake kind of thing. This one guy, I love his comments because he was on one. He says, even if David, he had tough times in the past, he should just man up and deal with it and be in this special. I don't think he realizes how many fans he has that are wanting him to return, because I'm sure a lot of them have been wanting him to return for a lot of years now. I'm sorry, dude, but if you've never been discriminated against, if you've never been treated like you're nothing, talked about, whatever. I'm coming to the defense of my friend. It's not a matter of manning up. He manned up by saying, no, thank you. And then a lot of people were like, he declined the invitation because it wasn't personalized. I will agree with David in the tweet that he put out. It did have typos in the letter.
All right, shout out to the sponsor of the stream, my man, The Answer 06, who said, like the stream, everyone, Resilient Army for life. Happy to have you here, brother.
It was very impersonal. And you want to say, oh, well, that's no reason to not go and do. That's not the only reason, guys. It's quite a number of reasons. And they're the same producers are still there. It's still the same. A couple of the main producers are still producing the show. It's just bad history. And if you have bad history if you have a bad situation, then you know what? It's almost like you got to approach it in a good, positive way. It could have been a great positive thing. And this is the thing. This is how I feel. I'm just speculating on how anyone else feels. But what I will tell you is this also, and I'm just going to leave this with you guys. I know for a fact, for a hardcore, straight up, I'm not putting anything extra on this fact, that quite a few people actually got invited, got the letter I got, were excited, emailed back, yes, I'm on board, I want to go, I'm all set, send me the contract. And they basically got, week went by, nothing. Another week went by, nothing. Another week went by,
nothing.
And then they finally got a letter or something, I don't know, I think it was an email, and go, you know what, because of budget reasons, we can't use you.
She's actually telling the goddamn truth, and I got the email, man. Let me get to these contributors. Dust says, all I hear in this interview is a baby crying. Some people, when they don't get their way, they cry. They cry. They cry. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Dominic, using his membership, 12 years in the Army. Okay. He got that red HenryResilient. That's how we know it's real. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, 12 months in the gang. Time flies, man. Wow. David Yost is proof you don't need to scam your fan base and simp out your moral character. Let's go. Jesus.
That's a truthful statement.
Ooh, we cooking her.
Let him cook.
Hey, I don't need to do the order. I don't got to scam my goddamn fans and shit. And salute to Laura, who said, hugs to you, Henry. Glad you're here. Yeah, I saw them dropping some JDF facts on you in the chat, man. Hope you all right, Laura. Hope you okay, girl. Hugs to Laura out here. All right, let's get to the email. You like, wait, Henry, no, you don't know who was invited and who was not. Shout out to my man Este. Sometimes he ninja watches, but Este did the dirt. Let's get to it.
The offer started with Dear Power Ranger and had several grammatical errors. Hashtag done with abusive relationships.
And that hashtag there was kind of like a reference to what happened in the 90s, because David was verbally abused by a lot of people on this set, especially during the time of Power Rangers Geo. At that point, he was done with it and left the show prematurely.
Steve Cardenas, who played Rocky, had this to say. The offer was too low and there's just not a lot of character development. Just basically going to be a background as an extra. I would have loved to do it, but I could possibly take the amount of time away from my business for that little amount of money. I'm sorry, but I believe that it's them that's letting the fans down because they want to get away with paying too little. I hope you understand. Time Force Pink Aaron Cahill said this. Oh no, I don't want the fans to be upset with me. I truly want to do it, but the show is not union anymore. The bottom line is I can't risk union status to do it.
That was said in private to a user, Furry Diamond, and basically it was up to the fans.
Yo, Furry Diamond been breaking lots of Power Ranger stories back in the day.
To really figure out who was coming, who was not coming.
Valerie Verne on Last Galaxy Pink said, 1 month wasn't enough time, especially when you have kids. If I was given 2 or 3 months to plan for it, I could have gone. I'm so bummed. I was looking forward to see some of my old friends. Maybe I'll do another one soon. I'd love to be in the next one. Spoiler alert, they were never in the next one. Or the next one. Or the next one. Walter Jones, the original Black Ranger, said this. I just want to say sorry for all the Power Ranger fans. I will not be in Super Megaforce. It would have been great though.
So here's the thing, like they were union, like especially Walter Jones. He joined the union ASAP and then he couldn't do it, okay?
Super Megaforce. It would have been great though.
There was also actors from recent seasons like Erica Fong and Steven Skyler, both from Power Ranger Samurai, who also declined the invitation. But there was also another big issue too, that there was a lot of people invited, then uninvited, but there was also some Rangers who weren't invited at all. Matt Austin, the SPD Green Ranger, came out and said, hey, none of my cast was invited.
I then found this list made by Toku Chris in 2013, which was covering all the invited and not invited to the show. SPD Rangers, not invited. Jungle Fairy Purple, the Mighty RJ, not invited. Ninja Storm Red, Green, and Blue, not invited. Mystic Force Blue and Green, not invited. RPM Black, the Great Dylan, not invited.
And that was just the actors and actresses that spoke out.
Yo, shout out to Este, man.
Imagine for the rest of the Power Rangers history, it was either, hey, you invited but got uninvited, or you didn't get invited at all. Simple.
And also besides them, it seems that Rangers not in the main teams like Trey of Triforia and the Mighty Morphin Annie Rangers were simply not invited to the show either.
Comment question of the day. Who would have you liked to see return Legendary Battle? SPD Rangers, I would love to see them. But hey, let me know in the comments. Leave a like to lock in your answer. 1,500 likes, and I'll do more videos just like this one. But I think
all right, now here is the email that he's about to get to, right? So here it goes, right here. Dear Power Ranger, let me get this super chat first. I'm saying, Matt Fisher says this interview harder to listen to than the original squat voice from the pilot. Yeah, man. Yeah. yeah. Oh man, yeah. Hey, it's a tough watch. That's why I got to break it up with these segments because 30 minutes of Karen Ashley. Okay, so we have been entertaining the possibility of past Rangers joining us for the longest time and didn't think it was possible to do. Due to so many requests from a number of past Rangers, as well as the overwhelming amount of requests from the fans too, we as a production talked it over and agreed that it's a fabulous idea and would like to make it happen. This is also a wonderful opportunity to acknowledge all of the loyal fans and thank them for their support over 20 years. We want this to happen and we want as many of you as possible over here with us, all right? So this is that first email. They're like, yeah, dear Power Ranger, okay? It is standard, okay? It is standard. Next comes the nitty gritty of organizations such a task. The unfortunate reality is that including past Power Rangers was not part of our original budget. In order to include as many of you as possible in this shoot, we do not have massive funds at the individual level to offer each of you. We hope that you bear this in mind as you consider our offer. So they like, look, we don't got that money and shit. So, hey, we gonna have a blanket deal for everybody. But I'm gonna tell you what Jason David Frank got. I'll tell you after the end. Just make sure you remind me. Your travel would be, you would deport from LA on approximately May 22nd and arrive in New Zealand on May 24th. It is a 24-hour flight. This day would be for fittings, then filming would take place on the 25th, 26th, and 27th. Would be sightseeing day that we will organize with your flight departing that evening. Please consider what this would mean to the fans to have so many past Rangers together in the same place at the same time. New Zealand is a beautiful country and current Rangers crew here would all be honored to have you join us for this special 20th anniversary. We will try our best for sunny weather while you're here too. We truly wish we were able to offer you more, and we hope that you still consider this opportunity to join us as a Ranger once it would be tremendous for you to be here. Okay? Now, here's the update. Holy shit. All right. God, man. Thank you for your patience. While we've been organizing in our anniversary episode, sorting out the details, cameo appearances by past Rangers is quite massive and undertaking, as you would imagine. We were genuinely overwhelmed and overjoyed to have such an enthusiastic responses to our request, as part of which you would be available and interested to join us in New Zealand for the filming of our episode. After 20 years of Power Rangers, it's clear to see what the show means to the fans, but it's also quite an honor to hear somebody meant to our Rangers. Therefore, with tremendous heartbreak, they like, hey, we about to let their asses down. Due to the heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. We have to tell you, due to the immense number of positive responses to our inquiry, to you all, we are not able to bring all of you to New Zealand to join us for the anniversary. Please understand that this is strictly budgetary restraint, as we truly wish to be able to accommodate all of you in this celebration. God damn. There were so many of you who said yes. Honestly, there were many more than we've ever anticipated. It's a hard decision and disappointing for us all. There were so many more candidates we were prepared for. Due to the great response, we hope that sometime in the future we may be able to do another event and welcome you back as a Ranger. We wish you all the best for future success. Please stay in touch. You see, so she was not lying about the whole, like, yeah, man, First they gave us the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, boy.
And then they stopped us. Shout out to April, you know what I'm saying?
I got money.
5 months in the game. She been here way longer. She says, please stay in touch. But I need to get the laughing meme. There's a laughing meme that I want. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let's see. Go. That is a good one, but there's also one in my Instagram that I think is way more funnier. Give me a second. Let me see if we can pull it up. We can pull it. Where's my meme? This laugh is probably the funniest one. That's how they was laughing at Karen Ashley. But let's get back to her rant for her last couple minutes of her talking. All right.
So they were invited and then uninvited. Even some of them had talked to them in the process, and it was like, yay, we're glad you're coming. And then it came back, oh, you know what? Sorry, we handpicked 10 people, and you weren't one of them. Because of budget reasons, you can't go. So yet again, Saban and their folks and whoever else is the powers that be are, they handpicked people, and you weren't one of the handpickies. So sorry, we can't, sorry to get your hopes up. Which to me, I think is so wrong on so many levels. I think it's so wrong.
I agree with her on this, man, because hey, if you rearrange your schedule, maybe you cancel a con appearance for it, and then they shut you down and say, sorry, Karen, we don't want your ass. You be like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But shout out to my man Matt Fisher, who said they should have just got one Ranger per season. Whoever said yes first got to come. Now, in the end, I'll tell you what Jason David Frank got. And I know this because one, Karen Ashley said it, I think, to me at a con, if I'm not mistaken, and Tammy Frank confirmed it.
Because what I would have done if I were in that position, you have an idea of who you want. Go after the ones that you want. And if those are the people you want, and if they accept, great. If they don't, then go to another one. You got like 60 people. Like, why invite 60 people to a party when you're only really going to have 10 people there?
Right.
Is she cooking?
That makes no sense. That's so wrong on so many levels. It's just wrong. And I just... So this is the thing. I really do appreciate everyone who has taken their own personal feelings out of it, and they're like, you know what? Maybe the situation wasn't the right situation. Maybe we'll get a reunion show at some point. Maybe these guys have good reason to not go. And you know what? That's fine. We'll meet them. Maybe sometime there'll be something else that comes up. I don't know. But today, right now, guys, it's just not right. And no one should be talked about for deciding not to do it. Saban decided. They fired a lot of cast members through the years, and they decided they didn't want to work with us. So why is it any different when we decide we don't want to work with them?
Mm-hmm.
You brought up a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Right.
I didn't even think about the fact that a lot of people got fired from the show.
Right. Exactly. Like, they treated everybody so rotted. And I mean, I don't even have to know you to know this, because if these people were fans as much as they say they were, like I was around then, like I was a kid, like I read the rag mags and like read all the reports and saw the, interviews, and I've heard stuff. Like, are you kidding? Like,
someone said, Angel Pest said, there's not enough cheese in the world for all this wine. Yeah, I mean, she goes on for like 8 more minutes, guys. 8 more minutes. She's still like, spawn. And then only to turn around and being once and always for probably nothing. Nothing.
You guys were all treated like shit. People were fired because they asked for a raise, because of what they should be getting paid. Not, the Peasley amount they were like. No,
you get paid what you negotiate. There was no profit sharing in your contract. There was no, if we hit a certain threshold, you get to renegotiate. It is what it is. Hey, y'all can love or hate Saban, but the contract is the contract.
Amy Jo talked about it in one of the interviews, what she said, like, she was getting paid. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, even today's standards, that's like piss money. So it's just insulting all the way around. And to have these guys attack all of you, like, it's very offensive to me now, knowing most of, your castmates or whatever that, I've got to meet through you and doing the show. And they're all such sweet people. Such sweet people and such lovely people. And the fact that you all go to conventions the way you do, to go meet these people, it just, I think that's sweet. You're flying around the damn country, and you don't need to do that.
He said before.
Like, I think that's what they don't get. It's like,
here's the thing, though. Like, how many other offers were you getting, Karen? At this point in time, 2013, what movie offers were you getting? What speaking roles were you getting? It really wasn't there. I get that the amount that you were offered maybe wasn't it, but you never know. If you would have said yes, how would it turned out?
You don't need to do that. None of you do.
Right.
Like, so that's you giving it back. And I don't understand. Like, you'd rather see somebody on the screen for 2 seconds, or would you rather meet them in person?
Right. And the thing is I'm glad that they're doing somewhat of a reunion, and I'm glad those people got to go back, and I'm glad it's going to be a good situation. It's probably going to be a lovely trip. But I don't think the rest of us should catch flack for not being able to do it.
And shout out to the show sponsor, the Answer 06.
I got money.
Who said, what's wrong is not getting the order. Yeah. I mean, people got compensated. I wish some of the people who got the pizza party and Ranger Stop tickets would come forward.
I honestly think that.
Wish everybody said no.
See, there go that union shit again. There go that union. You know JDF is anti-union.
And I'm sure I'll get the hate mail now, but I wish everybody said no.
I don't wish everybody said no. I'm glad. I don't wish that. I honestly am glad that there's something being done for the 20th anniversary. I just wish it would have been something more. Because personally, if it would have been an episode and it would have been all these characters and it would have been written, I don't know. But what was presented to me, it was quick. It was one or 2 days, and it's just like we didn't even have to. I think it was going to be shot from the shoulders up. Like, it was just our head. It was just like, I don't know what it's going to be. But from what I understood, it's not going to be that intricate or that deep. I probably would have tried to figure something out if it were a little deeper situation. Because, I always felt Aisha never had no resolved storyline. Like, it was just like, bye,
Hey, Africa is calling, man. Africa is calling. We need you. We need you in Africa ASAP. We need you in Africa expeditiously, you know what I'm saying? And Matt Fisher is in here again, you know what I'm saying? What does he say? In her defense, Chaim was an ass. How did I get through the chat filter? The way he did the LG cast, what's LG? Wrong in their team up episode was crazy. Well, Chaim just was about money. He was about the bottom line. Lost Galaxy. Okay, Lost Galaxy. It's like you expect the person who's always showed you, hey, I'm about money, to not be about money. And I think that's unrealistic expectations, you know what I'm saying? That, it's just, I get it. Henry, when did I stopped watching after Maddie Morphin? All right, let's keep it going.
Here comes the next girl. She looks kind of like you, so it was like, and then I thought like Makia never got, her character never got the attention it deserved. It was just wrong on so many levels. So
it's the Yellow Ranger. It's the Yellow Ranger, guys.
I don't know, but I'm happy.
Hey, everyone in the chat, put when y'all stop watching. I said mine was Mighty Morphin.
I'm happy you guys are excited. I love the fact that you guys are really anticipating what's going to happen. You're really trying to figure it out. I hope that between now and when they shoot it, that they really make it a special moment for you. And I just hope it's great. I mean, I really do. I'm very excited for you guys, but I'm not excited about the ugly side that this all brought on, because I really thought, I was just, and I'm not saying it's all the fans, but that, it's always like, 10 people. It's like the bad bunch always kind of mess it up for everybody else. Because while you read that horrible comments, there's like 8 other comments that come in from other fans that are like, how dare you, if they, who really, really appreciate the show. So
and
I'm very excited.
Maybe if I would have listened to David more when he was on and he schooled me and said I need to think happy thoughts and not be so negative, I wouldn't get so angry when somebody kind of offends you guys and tell them they're a moron. Because really, I just had to, what happened was I was on Facebook last night, and I just had to personally kind of just I felt like, I need to personally set the record straight. And it's not going to happen in a tweet, in a Facebook post. People always kind of misconstrue. It's like a text message. You don't really get the true feeling behind what someone writes in there.
This is true. You don't. But shout out to my man Answer 06, sponsor of the show, who said, shot from the waist up because you wasn't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man. Look. Shot from the waist up because you wasn't spandex ready. Sorry, but not sorry. God damn. Oh, it's tough. It's tough.
You know, and I don't want people to think that I'm angry or that I'm mad. I'm not. I'm like, I'm in such a great place in my life. And I'm so happy that you guys are going to get this moment, but it's just not something that was anything. I felt disrespected by the whole situation. So for me, I don't want to be in that place. I've never been in that place. I've never wanted to be in a place where I don't feel the work that I do or the things that I bring are not appreciated. If you're not in a situation where you feel appreciated, then you need to go to another situation. That's why
The answer 06, man, he came in like this. He came in like this, y'all. He was like this.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
I was like, God damn, answer 06.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Jesus, man, let's keep it going. We got 3 minutes left.
Actually left the show. When I went to the premiere of the movie, and it was my first movie, and it was one of the biggest moments in my life. Like, if you can ever, I don't know if you'll ever get this moment, but if you can ever imagine walking out of a limo, there's a red carpet, and it's all for you in the movie that you're in, and you're there with your castmates, and you just spent 6 months in Australia, dying, wanting to finish, and it seemed like it was never going to end, and you spent all these hours, and you were so like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to make a movie. So to finally show up and the movie is done and it's finished, and you're just like, wow, this is the best moment ever. And you step out of your limo and you see, guess who you see? You see Hein Saban. Oh my God, Hein Saban, the man who hired you, the guy who brought this whole thing to life. And you go, hi, how are you? And he has that blank stare on his face and he has no idea who you are. I want you guys to think of that moment. How would you feel? Because that happened to me. And I was like, you know me, Karen. And he was like, like giving me the fake kind of smile, like, who the hell is this bitch looking around crazy? And then I go, Karen, I play Aisha. And he goes, oh, Karen. Yeah,
Unreal.
That happened to me.
Unreal.
That happened to me, and at that moment, I knew. Because this is the thing, guys. I sat there and go, there ain't that many black girls in this movie. I think I'm the only one. And they surely don't have braids all the way down to their butt. I'm pretty recognizable.
He was like,
wait a minute. Who are you?
Holy shit.
Even if I don't want to be. Like, even if I'm not a Power Ranger that you care about, you still a black girl with braids. Everybody, I'm like, you know, it's like almost you can't miss me. You can't miss me.
Well, out of all the shows he had on at that time, I think you were the only black cast member, period.
Right, and then I'm like getting out of a limo. Like, who comes to a limo just randomly? Like, you only ride a limo when you're going to a premiere, you're going to a fancy party, or you're going to the prom. I wasn't going to my prom. So I'm all dolled up. People are taking pictures, and I'm walking up to you going, hi, and you don't know who I am. Like, come on, dude. So at that moment, I knew that it wasn't about us. It was about the toys, and it was about, because they always used to say it's just about the toys. It's not about you actors. You actors can be replaced. Like, that's what they would tell us on the set. Because guess what? When I got hired, 3 other people had been replaced. So it was only they instilled the fear of Saban in you, and said you can always be replaced. Don't you get too comfortable. Don't ask for no raise because you will be replaced. People have been replaced before you. So trust me, it was one of those situations where I was like, wow, you can always be replaced. You really can. Wow. Okay.
So crazy.
So crazy, but you know what? Let's stop talking about this.
All right, so here's the thing, right? When it came to JDF, and I can't find the picture, but he was there at the 20th. He ended up getting, where are we at? He was there with his wife at the 20th anniversary. I can't find the picture, but they took a picture on set of the Green Rangers thing, and they had a private jet. They flew out there on a private jet, compliments to Saban, and she said it was really cool. It was a really cool experience because she had never been on set before. So for the 20th anniversary, Jason was on a private jet, Tammy, and I believe Jenna, and I think Francis. I don't know, maybe Francis could chime in and verify this story if it's true or not. But they end up going on a private jet. So it is what it is. She should have said yes, but Karen Ashley fumbled the bag because remember, what's Jason David Frank's probably one of his greatest pictures that almost always comes up right here. Right here. There, go right there. Boom. Found it. I'm fucking a damn JDF historian out here, man. I was like, because I've used this picture before. So this is her on set, right? This is her. Boom. Hold on. This is her on set. Oh my God, they're killing me. We'll just go back here. Right here. They're on set. She flew out there. Private jet. Big family. Boom. I know. I am so proud of myself. It's because I know so much about JDF. If you was to put me on like a JDF thing, like a quiz show, I probably would smoke it. But there's the picture of them on set, and they chose the money now. This caused the riff in the Karan Ashley JDF friendship, and it is what it is. But what do you guys think of the whole 20th anniversary debacle with Karan Ashley, Jason David Frank, David Yost, everything going on? Let me know in the comment section. See you next video. Peace.